As for Bitcoin, there is something that's actually going to cause massive, massive buying pressure. Unfortunately, we've heard this song before, okay, and that is Tether. Ooh, Tether is taking the playbook of Luna and UST and deciding that they're going to take their profits and buy Bitcoin with it, right? So they have a ton of profit. They've made $1.5 billion in Q1 of 2023 alone. That, keep in mind, just Q1 of 2023 is a very weak period, and they still made $1.5 billion. And they're going to take some of that, 15% of that, and buy Bitcoin. That's $75 million of Bitcoin. And they already hold $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. So as Tether makes more and more money, they're going to buy more and more Bitcoin and put in their treasury, right? Which sounds really good. As long as Tether stays around, I'm still iffy on Tether, okay? But, this was a great decision to remember when Luna decided to buy and hold all this Bitcoin, but they wasted it trying to save the peg. Hopefully, Tether doesn't do something stupid down the road similarly like that. But if they stay around for a very long time, and as the market recovers and their profit goes higher, well, they're going to be buying more and more and more. There's going to be a lot more buying pressure on Bitcoin. It'll probably stabilize the price, right? And make it so that it's not so volatile. The dips will not be as much. And during a bull market will definitely cause Bitcoin to pump much higher. So that's kind of interesting. That's something new that they're doing. As long as they're okay. As long as they don't collapse or anything like that. And by the way, today's the Bitcoin pizza day. Okay, every year we go through this, and every year this guy has to live through the shame of paying 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 Papa John pizzas. Now, what did Papa John would do with those 10,000 Bitcoins? Imagine if Papa John's actually held the Bitcoins, but I think this is just an employee doing it for fun, right? But what would the irony, the irony behind all this is if the Papa John's like store owner or employee, right, that actually took this, held it, and became one of the richest men out there, that would be, wow, that would be crazy to think about. But I don't think that happened. But anyways, this guy paid $267 million, today's equivalency, for 2 Papa John's pizzas. Now, I hear that he's still doing very fine. He still has loads of Bitcoin, but 10,000 less than what you would have had you not spent it. This is the problem you have with Bitcoin is, people are fearful about spending it because what's going to happen like another 10 years, right? We'll all laugh at the notion of 27,000 Bitcoin because in 10 years it could be at like $1 million or $2 million, right? So this is why I, right now, personally, not spending any Bitcoins at all. It would be kind of silly to, even though there's a lot of developments happening on Lightning Network and stuff, but still, yeah. Anyways, who knows? Who knows what the person did after accepting the 10,000 Bitcoins? That would be wild if he threw it onto a hardware wallet and just like left it there. That would be absolutely crazy. So for those bears that are still clinging on hope that we're going to form a new bottom and go down to 12,000 or 10,000 or whatever, Michael Saylor affirmed Bitcoin has bottomed and we are in a new bull run. I said this too. I said this a month ago, right? Not that we're in a parabolic bullish pump right now, but we have started a new cycle. And when you start a new cycle, there'll still be volatility, but we have started a new cycle and we're heading upwards, okay? That's what's happening, and I'm glad Michael Saylor agrees. And he also says something interesting, that one day that all big banks will also custody Bitcoin. Again, not that this is a good thing, but I think it's a necessary evil. And his point is this: you have business leaders, you have CEOs, you have kids, right? That you can't trust them to be holding on their own Bitcoin in whatever wallet, right? And then they're just walking around with it. No, you need somewhere to put them. So he believes that all these banks will offer services to store people's crypto, right? Especially important people or people can't be trusted on their own, right? Yeah, so that may be coming one day. But when you rely on a bank, right? It could lead to bad things. And I just got done talking about the banks, right? And overall custody, if you rely on a centralized party, be careful because there could be things that happen. Bitcoin dipped down a little bit, although it's still holding within range, still holding strong. And right now, the sell side risk ratio for Bitcoin is at an all-time low. All-time low. What does that mean? Well, look at this. You go back all the way to the beginning, right? Basically, we're at a point where Bitcoin has reached bottom. Even compared, if you look at the times like 2020 COVID crash, you look at 2018's bottom, you look at something like 2015's bottom, we're at like the same kind of bottom, even though we're not back to 3,000. We're not back to $100. Okay, we're sitting right around 27,000, and the sell side risk ratio is among the lowest we have ever seen. And the reason being because there's just very little volatility. Holders keep on increasing. Addresses keep on increasing. Right? There's no one in the space that's looking to sell. Everyone that wanted to sell already sold. And that may be the ultimate thing that kickstarts Bitcoin's path to $160,000 in December. In fact, this is what TechDev tweeted out. Looking at this on adjusted log time frame, you could see peak to peak has been 10.2 log period. It was accurate 2 cycles ago, accurate a cycle ago, right? And this is arguing that we actually didn't see the top. That 64,000 and 69,000, not tops at all. And we will actually see the true top in 2023. How amazing would that be? But according to this, it's looking pretty good. So we will see if somehow the Hong Kong news, right, combined with everything else, hey, keep in mind, June 1st is the debt ceiling. Maybe the debt ceiling gets resolved May 31st. And then maybe you got that trillion sitting on a sign like Rick Ryder said, that's coming in too. And then you have trillions from both sides coming in. Maybe that's going to be the day where everything starts pumping up in a big way. Again, because of the same reason, because we need to print more money, right? And that's why someone like Robert Kiyosaki keeps saying that the U.S. is just broke. Politicians debating raising 30 trillion U.S. debt limit. Bad comedy. Facts are U.S. bankrupt. Unfunded liabilities such as Social Security are over 250 trillion. Financial market derivative assets measured in quadrillions, thousands of trillions. WTF, buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Those numbers are crazy, right? But the U.S. has been bankrupt for a long time, if you think about it. That's why we have $31 trillion worth of debt. We have $31 trillion worth of debt. There's no savings. It's not like we have more savings than debt. No, we have no savings at all. Right? So if you're talking to like a normal person that says, yeah, I have $100,000 worth of debt and I have no savings. Well, that person is basically considered bankrupt. Well, not really. There's still income coming, right? But if the income stops, then they would be. That's the situation the U.S. is in. Yes, there's still income coming in from taxes. If that ever stops, the country is bankrupt. That's why, again, we have Bitcoin, right? Ordinals just hit a new milestone. The number of ordinals continue to surge. You're getting a whole bunch of ordinals, NFTs, and meme coins that are coming on top of Bitcoin's network. And it's skyrocketing. And today, something new came out. Now you have the very first stablecoin that just released on top of Bitcoin's network. Think about it. A whole new stablecoin built on BRC20 standard on top of Bitcoin, right? If you have meme coins, why can't you have stable coins? Well, Stabler, which is a company that comes out with stable coins, they have done so. So there's a lot of new things coming. A lot of Bitcoin maxis are not fond of this because they don't know how the networks are going to handle this, how the miners are going to treat this, right? But there's definitely a lot of new things coming, new innovations coming to Bitcoin. So besides the 4-year cycle, besides it being the greatest store of value and all these fractal patterns, right? We have a lot of exciting new developments happening right now on top of Bitcoin. We have just started. And even Michael Saylor says Ordinals is good. It's interesting, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, so don't dismiss it.